call to order the April 21st, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Note the presence of all three commissioners. And I'm going to ask our controller, Karen Sanchez, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Well, today I want to let everyone know that April is National County Government Month. This is an annual celebration of county government. It's sponsored by the National Association of Counties, or NACO, of which Montgomery County is a member. And during National County Government Month, we're joining with counties across America to highlight our county programs and raise awareness and understanding of the many services that we provide to our community. This year's theme is Counties Thrive, and it recognizes the selfless frontline employees and county officials that have demonstrated bold, inspirational leadership, driving recovery, and helping our residents and communities thrive. As the third largest county in the Commonwealth, we're proud to be one of 3,069 counties nationwide, providing essential services to create healthy, sustainable, and vibrant communities. To mark this occasion, we are sharing content on our social media accounts, and we have produced a short video to provide a snapshot of some of the work that our teams have completed over the last year. Highlights include work to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic and continue our economic recovery, how our communities have been supported, and how we've been investing in our critical infrastructure. I'm pleased to premiere this video at today's meeting, so Teresa, if you can get it started, we'll take a look. While we're working on the technical aspects of the video, I'm just going to continue on with my comments, and then if they get it working, we will come back to the video. So next up, I just want to make everyone aware of two events that are coming up in the community that we would love to have people participate in. First is the Korea in Philly event on April the 30th. April the 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Montgomery County Community College Bluebell campus. The Korean American Association of Greater Philadelphia invites our community to help celebrate the 50th anniversary of their extensive work in our communities and to participate in their cultural celebration event called Korea in Philly. There is a full-day program starting with the Unity 5K run or walk, followed by Korean culture booths, arts and crafts, history, Korean technology, traditional Korean games, and if you've been a fan of the show Squid Games, there should be some games that you recognize. Traditional and K-pop dance and other musical performances will be featured in addition to a traditional Korean fashion show. Taekwondo, martial arts demonstrations, and more will be there to watch and participate in. So to register and for more information, you can visit www.koreainphilly.com. That's koreainphilly.com. And then next, Juneteenth is coming up. In 2020, Montgomery County adopted Juneteenth, short for June 19th, as a county holiday. And in 2021, President Biden declared Juneteenth a federal holiday. This day commemorates the effective ending of slavery in the United States on June 19th in 1865, and is a celebration of freedom, an ideal core to the founding of our great country. We are working with our Parks and Historic Sites divisions and community partners to plan and promote lots of fun and educational events happening that weekend. Leading up to the celebration, the county is holding a 2022 Art and Prose of Freedom contest. The goal is to get young folks all across our community to use their imagination to define or redefine freedom in 2022 in the spirit of Juneteenth. The contest is open to any student in Montgomery County, public, private, parochial, or homeschool. First prize winners will receive a $100 gift card, which will be presented at the Board of Commissioners meeting on June the 16th at 10 a.m. The deadline for submissions is May 27th, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. So again, we're looking for students across Montgomery County to submit art, prose, anything that speaks to you about the idea of freedom and how that connects to June 19th. For more information and to get all the contest rules and how to submit your creation, you can go to www.montcopa.org/Juneteenth. So www.montcopa.org/Juneteenth. Any luck with the video? Okay. And then I just will announce that the commissioners held an executive session on March the 29th during our regular info session to discuss pending litigation matters. And with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Lawrence.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning. I have a few additional announcements about a couple of fun spring events to enjoy with family and friends. First is the International Spring Festival, which is...
Your brother is attempting to reach you on your cellular device.
Okay, that's not... No
okay.
problem. No problem. I thought the video was starting. The 32nd International Spring Festival will be back again in person for the first time in 2 years on April 23rd from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at North Penn High School in Lansdale. The International Spring Festival is one of the largest multicultural festivals in the Mid-Atlantic region, attracting thousands of people each year. The visual, culinary, and performing arts of more than 30 countries will be on display, such as the Vosovsky Ukrainian Dance Troupe, the Fitzpatrick School of Irish Dance, the Jason Korean Youth Drum Team, and many more. There will also be plenty of educational and fun activities for children, including a passport program in which they can learn interesting facts about different countries and win prizes. And there will be a family health and wellness fair sponsored by Jefferson Health Abington, which will feature interactive health exhibits, free screenings, COVID vaccines, exercise clinics, and health resources. And if you'd like more information on that, you can visit www.isfconnect.org. Saturday, April 23rd is also Celebrate Trails Day, which is an annual celebration of America's trails. Montgomery County has an extensive, almost 100-mile trail system, which is a great source of pride, education, and enjoyment for all of our residents and visitors. These trails connect communities not only within Montgomery County, but with surrounding counties and states. They create more open space and give residents more options than traveling by vehicle, helping to make our world more sustainable for future generations. And based on a Return on Environment study report by our Planning Commission, it shows how protected open space, including public parks and trails, provide tremendous health and recreational value in addition to economic value. Our wonderful parks and trails have become more and more popular through the years, and in fact, we recently celebrated a major milestone with a record 3 million visitors to our parks, trails, and historic sites, up from 2.5 million a year ago. And we are continuing to upgrade and expand our trail system. Earlier this year, we completed Pennypack Trail, Turwood Crossing, and it's now in operation. And the Chester Valley Trail Extension, currently under construction, will connect Upper Marion Township to the Schuylkill River Trail in Norristown, and is due to be completed in the fourth quarter this year. And lastly, we'll be kicking off our annual Trail Challenge on May 7th, and we'll be sharing more information about that in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. And finally, one of my favorite events and one of my favorite places, the Valley Forge Park Rev Run is coming up on Sunday, April 24th at 8:30 a.m. Valley Forge Park will hold their 15th annual Valley Forge Revolutionary 5-mile run through scenic Valley Forge Historic Park. Registrants will have the option to run in person. It was all virtual last year, but you can also race anywhere virtually or take advantage of a 3-mile walk option. And since its inception in 2006, Rev Run has raised more than $500,000 for park infrastructure improvement projects and programming to enhance visitor experience, such as new educational kiosks, storytelling benches, updated infrastructure, trails, and trails connections. And I want to thank our Valley Forge Tourism Board for their tremendous work in organizing this each year. To register and for more information, you can visit www.valleyforge.org/revolutionary-run.
Great, thanks. How's it going? We're going to try. Okay, we're going to try to watch the video. All right, well, Teresa, I think we're going to just keep going, and we can always come back to it if you can get it to work. And I just want to thank Colin McGlinchey from our communications team for putting this together. It's a really great video, and it will be available on all of our social media channels. So if you're not following us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram now, this is a good excuse to do that. All right, we will move on to public comment on matters, first on matters appearing on the agenda. Teresa, do we have anyone in the room who wants to give public comment on matters on the agenda?
Don't have anyone checked for the agenda now.
Okay, is there anybody online who wants to give comment on the agenda?
There's someone that does have their hand raised.
Okay, then Mr. Stein, why don't you go ahead and read the rules? And of course, these rules apply for general public comment as well.
Thank you, and good morning. All speakers should sign into the meeting on the sheet available by Ms. Harris or a virtual as indicated by Ms. Harris. All speakers must come to the podium if they are physically able. If they're in person, speakers should identify themselves by name and municipality. All public comments must be relevant or germane to county business. Under the law, this means that the subject matter of all comments must be limited to items or issues which are currently before the Commissioners for consideration or which may come before the Commissioners for consideration at a future meeting. Whether a matter is germane to county business is a determination to be made by the county solicitor. A time limit of 2 minutes will be monitored, and county staff will respectfully request speakers to conclude their comments if the speaker goes beyond the time allotted. The board is not required to respond to public comments.
I have an objection.
Your objection is noted for the record.
No, you don't know what it is yet, so you can't note it because you don't know what it is.
Okay, very well, but we're going to
Okay,
continue
well,
with, I'm going to
there's
continue
a
reading the
few
rules for
things.
now.
Actually-
You're going to have an opportunity to speak.
No, this is my objection time
Then
to speak.
I'm going to ask security to come to the podium, please.
Excuse me,
I support her objection. The people need to have a chance to speak.
And she will have an opportunity, but right now I'm just reading the rules
no,
for
because
public
that's
comment.
my general public, unless you're going to give me an extra 2 minutes later.
Okay, so you have an opportunity to speak for matters that are on the agenda. So you can either sit down and we finish reading the rules, or we can have you removed.
Okay, I'm objecting to the rules
Your
because
objection
you're
is-
incorrect.
Okay, the objection, well, you've told it, the objection is noted. You can bring that up.
Well, when you note the objection, then what does that mean?
Okay, so it's noted for the record. I'm going to ask security if you can please step
Well,
down.
why- I will move in a minute.
Okay,
I will move in a minute, but you can answer me. So when you do the objection, he needs to answer my question. That's not the same thing. This is an objection. You know, you're breaking the law every single meeting, you're doing this. And you know what, a federal judge is not gonna.
As I was saying, disruptive behavior, including but not limited to yelling from the seats, arguing whether matters germane to county business once the solicitor has made a determination on such, or refusing to yield the floor once time has elapsed and being required to sit down, shall be grounds for removal from the meeting or muting without further admonishment or warning. Commissioners always welcome written correspondence, comments, and feedback at commissioners@montgopa.org.
Thank you, Mr. Stein. All right, Ms. Harris, is there someone online with a comment on something on the agenda?
You have Kim Henderson who wants to make a comment. Kim, if you want to unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. My name's Kim Henderson and I'm with East Norton Township. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak this morning. And to mark the occasion of National County Government Month, and in order for Montgomery County to thrive, I'd like to remind the Montgomery County government officials that you work for we the people. Over the past few meetings, we the people stated that we would like to have longer than 2 minutes time to speak. I formally request that this gets put on the minutes for the next meeting to extend public comments to 5 minutes. Next, I formally request a questions and answers dialogue type meeting to happen at least once a month so that we the people can not only tell you what we are concerned about, what we would like to talk about, but that we actually have an opportunity to have a dialogue with you, the public servants of Montgomery County. Many people have expressed their concerns about voter fraud and want dialogue with the commissioners and the Board of Elections, which I will also bring up at the Board of Elections meeting. I would also like to also mention that regarding the Juneteenth conversation that you brought up in the beginning, I'd like to recommend to everyone to read the book called The Color of Law by Richard Rothstein. And this book is regarding a forgotten history of how our government segregated America. And so if we're going to give the opportunity to our school children to redefine whatever that means, freedom, we know freedom is freedom, freedom of speech, everything that the Constitution allows. We the people also believe that the school children need to have the entire picture, and that includes the segregation that was caused by the government. Thank you very much.
All right, any other, I guess that was actually a general public comment, but we'll move on, I guess, for now to general public comment from folks in the room. So you want to go down the list, Ms. Harris, please?
The first person for general public comment is Pauline Braccio.
Good morning.
Good morning. Pauline Braccio, Johnson Township.
Hold on,
And-
please, Ms. Braccio, just 1 second until we get the, okay, great.
And if I get interrupted, I will take back those seconds at the end of my comment. Mr. Stein is constantly in violation of the Sunshine Law. The Sunshine Law started in Florida, that's why it's called the Sunshine Law. The other reason it's called the Sunshine Law is for transparency. And there is no transparency at these meetings. We don't get to talk long enough, and you don't want to answer any questions, and you have this pinched look on your face. Soon as comment time is over, you're very happy, and it shows. So, first of all, the things that apply to the agenda do not apply to the general. Germane does not mean that it has to be in front of the board when it comes to the general public comment. Germane only means that it applies to the county. Last meeting, Jim Daly was up here and he was lambasting Joe Gale. He was allowed to speak. Was that germane to the county? Well, in a way it was, because Mr. Gale and you and Ken are all commissioners of the county. So it is still county business, so it's germane. So if I want to speak about you or Ken, I can do that too. I can also talk about Mr. Stein because he is the county solicitor. And he is totally out of line with the Sunshine Act on the public comments. He breaks the rule himself, because if we have 2 minutes and he interrupts us, we should get those seconds back. If we have 2 minutes, we should have the full 2 minutes. And I agree with the speaker before me who said, you work for us. and we are demanding more time. If you don't want to answer questions during this time, fine. You would just be taking up our time anyway. But it's got to change. Okay, now the other things I was going to bring up, I've run out of time. So I should get an extra 2 minutes to bring up my objection. And I still want to
Roger, your
know,
time is up.
I know it is, but you still didn't answer. When you note an objection, what does that mean?
Thank you, Ms. Roger, your time is up.
Okay, see? So he's full of it. Did you ever check his law license or degree?
All right, who's next?
Next, we have Andrew Corman.
Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Let's wait for the reset. Good morning, Andrew Corman, Upper Pottsgrove Township. And today I'm here for health and safety per se. And in fact, on the agenda, it's noted that, I guess, is it the month of April or the month of May is Child Abuse Prevention Month. So with regard to health and safety and the COVID-19 Great Reset, which there's a book that's been published by the folks from the World Economic Forum, if you're not familiar with. Those are the folks who say that you'll own nothing and like it. Well, I have it on good authority that this COVID-19 Great Reset was something that the government, our federal government, had planned back in 2012. And there's someone in the audience laughing, but if you do your research, you'll understand that this last 2.5 years that we've all been through was all planned out, okay? The lockdowns were planned out. Maybe not the masks so much were planned out, but that's something that organically happened, and it's just totally inappropriate. And the fact that you have the Child Abuse Prevention Month on this agenda, that what occurred to our children in our school systems was abhorrent, was absolutely inappropriate. It didn't make any sense at all, and you continue to push the lockdown, masking, health and safety for everyone when it just didn't make any sense at all. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Ms. Harris.
Next, we have Barb Furman.
Morning.
Good morning. Barb Furman, New Hanover Township.
Teresa?
We get 2 minutes to speak on Montgomery County issues, period. I have the right to talk about Montgomery County issues in this 2 minutes. So we spend hundreds of millions of our taxpayer dollars, and it's as easy as a chairman's motion with one, always the same person, second, and an ask of an objection motion carries with silence. So, silence is consent. Think about that. We the people no longer consent. We will no longer remain silent. We the people have the right to get answers to all of our questions. According to the census and voter registration data, 93.7% of eligible citizens of voting age in Montgomery County are registered. This is an unusually high number. Sounds good, but is it real? Are our voter rolls clean? Look, I realize that the county can use vague election process and voting machines. You will sit and roll your eyes at our concerns, even though common sense tells us that nothing adds up when it takes weeks to count and adjudicate votes. That would not happen if all votes were counted at their precinct. It would be nice if we could trade places right now, and you would get the 2 minutes. You would get the 2 minutes, and we could enlighten you on common sense governance. From We the People for Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness. Actually responding to the taxpayers just as our Declaration of Independence laid out.
Ms. Hartman, your time is up.
Thank you.
There's no other public comment.
All right, then I will move on to approval of minutes. We actually have two motions today. First is an amendment of the March 17th, 2022 minutes. I will move to amend the previously approved March 17th, 2022 minutes of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners meeting to include all necessary exhibits. Is there a second?
I will second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Mr. Stein, could you just explain?
Sure, certainly. The minutes that were approved at the last meeting actually left out an attachment which included information, awards that were available in the back of the room. It's the back of the room list, but it wasn't attached to the minutes themselves, so this just adds them so that they're part of the public record.
Okay, great. All right, any other board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, I will move to approve the April 7th, 2022 minutes of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative vote? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, we have several announcements today. First is Drug Take Back Day, which is April 30th, 2022, and we have Lindsey Mills, Assistant District Attorney an Assistant District Attorney from the District Attorney's Office to tell us about this day. And we are so grateful for the District Attorney's Office and the work that you do on this twice a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Arkoosh and commissioners and everyone here. Thank you for having me today. My name is Lindsey Mills. I'm Assistant District Attorney working for the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office. I'm here today to speak about the Drug Take Back Day. As Dr. Arkoosh stated, it happens twice a year. April 30th, which is next Saturday, is the first of the two Drug Take Back Days of this year. It's Saturday the 30th from 10 to 2 p.m. And this is an opportunity, an event that's sponsored 2 times a year by the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office as well as the Police Chiefs Association. And what this is really essentially has the public bring any unused pills, any prescription medications, over-the-counter medications to these locations throughout the county in order to clear out their cabinets, clear out their medicine cabinets, clear out their houses, to make their homes safer, and to help dispose of all of these medications in a safe way. The next slide indicates the accepted prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, tablets, capsules, inhalers, vaping products, creams, ointments, nasal sprays, pet medicines. These are all the accepted things. Essentially, it's really everything that you could possibly have in your medicine cabinets other than liquids and needles. So those are, if you would go to the next slide, I believe that just indicates the things that are not accepted. Residents can drop off their medications and pills either in the original bottle if they have it or packaging. It can be placed in the collection bins as is, or you can black out any identifying information on the prescription bottle or pill bottle. And if there are any loose pills, they can still be brought in a Ziploc bag or any other container like that. The locations that we have are throughout the county. There are 29 participating police departments this year. They are listed. A list of those police departments and the locations can be found on our website, which is www.montgopa.org/DA. Those 29 police departments are participating. Most of the location sites are the actual police departments. However, a couple of them, they're located at the elementary school in Franconia Township or the public library in Upper Dublin Township. We're also collecting at 4 different grocery store locations on April 30th. The Giant food stores, one in Upper Moreland Township, or Willow Grove, and one in North Wales. That's by the Montgomery Township Police Department. We're also collecting at the Wegmans at the Montgomery Mall, in North Wales, and the Wegmans in Collegeville. So those are the locations, and again, they're found on our website. And just a few statistics about how successful this drug take-back program has been. Last year, we collected 7,252 pounds of unwanted, unused medications. And the second one in 2021, we collected just a little bit less, nearly about 6,000 pounds. So just to give you an idea, that's about 2 truckloads of medications on each time, which is pretty incredible for one county. And since the program began in 2010, we've collected more than 98,000 pounds. And the important thing to note about that and why this is so important is, as I said, 2 things. It makes the home safer, and that's obviously for accidental or intentional consumption. And so that's very important. And it also allows these drugs to be destroyed in a safe way. So we're not having people flush their medications, which is something that people should not do, but they think that it's okay to do. So allowing this safe disposal at a federally licensed facility that handles medical waste allows this process to happen in a way that's not harmful to the environment and that is safe. I believe those are my slides, and those are the main points of it. I do have some posters, which was the initial slide that was presented today, which just indicates the locations and time and website. And I have several of those posters if anyone's interested in having one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank your whole team, and whoever does these graphics does such a great job
It's
every
not
time.
me, so I will pass
Yeah,
along the
I would not
message.
be able to do that either, so I really have a lot of respect for that. But just want to underscore a couple of the really important points that you made. One, how important it is not to flush drugs down the toilet, because it does get into the sewer stream, it can end up back in the water stream, and it can't always be fully cleaned out. So that's really, really important. And how important it is to just clean out your medicine cabinets. There's just no reason to have drugs laying around. There can be an accidental or deliberate ingestion of those drugs, and that can harm anyone in any of our families. And finally, I do just want to be real clear with folks that when you come to drop off anything at these take-back sites, no one asks you any questions, no one asks to see any ID, no one asks what you're dropping off. So any narcotics, anything that you have, this is a great and simple way to get rid of them, no questions asked.
And just to follow up on that point, if people aren't able to make it on this particular Saturday or the one in the fall, almost every police department has the drop boxes that you can just, again, anonymously go into the police department and drop off these medications. So it's really, this is just encourage people to do it now, but if they can't make it on this particular day, we still encourage people to do that. And again, most police departments have them right in the lobbies when you walk in. So.
Ms. Mills, you absolutely stole my question and answered it before I could ask, so thank you for being here.
Ms. Mills, thank you for joining us this morning, and thank you to the entire team at the District Attorney's Department for organizing this every year. I'm always amazed at how many residents participate and also the amount of drugs collected. I think you said 6,000.
About 6,000 in the one last year and 7,000 in the other, so about 13,000 pounds for the year. Which, yes, is kind of an astonishing amount of
Sure
medications.
Is. And I'm also proud of the number of drop-off sites that continue to grow year after year. So your team's doing a great job, and I'd also like to thank the Police Chiefs Association for cooperating to make it a successful event. So thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Kayleigh Silver, Administrator of Housing and Community Development, to give us an update on Homes for All.
Wonderful. Hi, good morning, Commissioners and staff. Let me see if I can pull up my presentation. So again, thank you for having me. I'm Kayleigh Silver. I'm the administrator for the Montgomery County Office of Housing and Community Development, and I'm here today to provide an update on our Homes for All initiative. So as you remember, Homes for All was a multi-year research and collaboration project between 3 county offices: my office, the Office of Housing and Community Development, the county's Planning Commission, and the county's Commerce Department. This research and the ensuing report laid the groundwork for why Homes for All is needed. The research helped us analyze the current state of housing affordability in the county, predicted future housing needs and patterns, and identified current barriers to increasing housing affordability in Montgomery County. Unfortunately, the report showed trends going in a concerning direction. Rental and housing prices are rising, with over half of Montgomery County renters paying more than 30% of their income towards housing, and that was pre-pandemic, and wages not really keeping pace. More and more working class residents are struggling to afford to live here, which can hurt our workforce development in the long run. Students and grown children are struggling to afford homeownership, stay close to family. Seniors are struggling to age in place. Additionally, our latest homeless numbers are showing an unfortunate rise due to increased need because of these rising housing costs, COVID financial and health impacts, and Hurricane Ida. So upon publication of the report last year, the initiative was adopted by the Your Way Home Public-Private Partnership and approved by the Your Way Home Advisory Council. With the Homes for All initiative being adopted by Your Way Home, our mission was expanded. Your Way Home cannot end and prevent homelessness any longer without addressing the housing affordability crisis head-on. Thus, Your Way Home's mission is now to ensure that everyone who lives, works, learns, and invests in Montgomery County has equal opportunity to live in an affordable home and a thriving community. The report was published in 2021 and made available to the public. Then again, in collaboration with partner offices, we helped develop a series of short videos to help advertise the launch of the initiative. And I'm going to present one of those videos to you now. Oh, well, let this load.
Homes for All is a report and a guideline to the future of Montgomery County that outlines the details of where we need to be in regards to advocacy and having a plan for bringing more affordable housing to Montgomery County.
Homes for All matters because it's really a strategic initiative to transform the conversation around affordable housing in Montgomery County. And it ties in with Your Way Home perfectly, frankly, because obviously with Your Way Home being a transformational initiative to transform the delivery of homelessness prevention services, I really think the two go hand in hand because of housing affordability being such a critical issue here in Montgomery County.
Folks that become homeless, they become homeless for several reasons. Many of them may have just down on their luck. Many of them have maybe lost their job. But a lot of folks are homeless because of housing affordability and the climb of rents, which is a simple term and just basically saying folks can't afford to stay where they want to live or where they grew up. And that's the case for Montgomery County.
Well, I can certainly hope that we can continue our progress through Your Way Home. And of course, then with Homes for All coming online as well, hopefully increasing the dialogue and conversation around the need for affordable housing, we can reduce the population of Montgomery County experiencing homelessness to continue to provide homes for all, as the title suggests. So I think it's really a very important initiative.
What I hope for in the future is that a lot of parties, whether it be government bodies, organizations, and residents come together to embrace Homes for All and also take this same plan and spread it out across the county and enact it within different municipalities and townships. I think that Homes for All lays out an opportunity that we all can address, and my hope is that we do address it and take actionable steps to address it in the near future.
So, now that we have launched the Homes for All initiative, what are the next steps to concretely advance this initiative? Another reason the Homes for All initiative makes sense to live within Your Way Home is because Your Way Home is a broader public-private partnership. The county itself is one entity, and our 3 county offices who helped start this initiative can't advance these goals alone. Here you will see the 3 pillars to help advance the Homes for All initiative: advocacy and education, innovative and actionable housing development, and preservation and stability. Each pillar has goal-oriented action steps to help advance better housing affordability in the county. These pillars are not sequential, but we do recognize that we will likely need to start with Pillar 1, which is advocacy and public education, prior to truly being able to advance the others. So, Pillar 1 is advocacy and public education. There are many misconceptions about affordable housing. People in communities often have broad, stigmatized, and false ideas of what it means for a local neighborhood to support and have affordable housing developments in their neighborhoods. This mentality can sometimes be called not in my backyard or NIMBY. An advocacy and public education campaign around Homes for All will help turn NIMBY into YIMBY, or yes in my backyard, changing the hearts and minds of what it means to support housing affordability. To advance this pillar, we are publishing an open request for proposals today to help us find a firm that will help us do 3 things. First, plan on how to message and brand and discuss affordable housing to target audiences, including municipalities, developers, HOAs, the public and taxpayers, local businesses, landlords, and the workforce. Two, to help develop products and marketing materials to provide target audiences that I described, physical materials like lawn signs, presentations, how-to brochures to assist our partners in advancing Homes for All mission. And three, the website, to develop and launch a dedicated website to Homes for All within the Your Way Home website found at www.yourwayhome.org. The website will host data, product information, and ways to formally partner in the Homes for All initiative. And here you'll also see a graphic that we really like that shows sort of how housing affordability can help support a lot of our local workers. Rental units serving people at 20% of the area median income help house our food service workers, our personal care aides, and our local retail workers. And affordable housing also helps our EMT, bus drivers, and construction workers. Pillar 2 is innovative and actionable housing development to help support the development of more affordable rental housing. Over the next 5 years, Your Way Home will work to establish a $10 to $20 million fund in partnership with the Montgomery County Redevelopment Authority and a fiscal sponsor to support the goals of using unused land, blighted condemned properties, and/or hotels for sale for the use to build or rehab into affordable rental housing, which includes senior housing, workforce housing, and supportive housing. Funds may be used as initiatives for land banking or a community land trust in collaboration with local communities, their residents, and nonprofits. Set-asides for extremely low-income households, including those exiting homelessness, would also be a part of the fund. This Housing Opportunities Fund would be managed and overseen by my office in partnership with the RDA and would be incorporated into the annual application cycle that we hold for federal funding. We hope to grow the availability of funds through aggressive grant writing for both public and private resources. To access the fund, developers and entities will have to agree to certain conditions and be a part of the Your Way Home partnership and mission. Lastly, Pillar 3 is preservation and stability. Preserving existing housing stock, particularly currently affordable housing stock, is an important supplement to new developments and helps prevent displacement, is generally cheaper than building new housing, and conforms to existing land use patterns. First, we hope to increase the scope, capacity, and equity of a housing rehab program, which will take the form of a grant program to improve the health and safety of both owner and tenant-occupied homes in low to moderate income neighborhoods with older housing stock. We hope to call this emerging program the Healthy Neighborhoods Program, as research shows that housing conditions significantly influence physical health conditions, as well as mental and behavioral health conditions. Healthy homes and assessments and interventions in the form of remediation programs like addressing lead and mold remediation, basic systems repair, weatherization, emergency renovation interventions are shown to produce positive health outcomes for individuals and families living in unhealthy or substandard housing conditions. Secondly, we hope to increase our mortgage relief outreach programs in partnership with the state and the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency's current mortgage relief program, which provides tax and mortgage relief to homeowners who have fallen behind on payments due to impacts from COVID-19. And lastly, homelessness prevention. As you know, the Emergency Rent and Utility Coalition, or ERIC program, has helped thousands of Montgomery County households avoid eviction and get in good current standing for their rental housing. Additionally, the Eviction Prevention and Intervention Coalition, or EPIC, has been able to grow into 7 district courts in Montgomery County and help avoid eviction for some of our most vulnerable households. Initial research outcomes for both ERIC and EPIC show that assistance has helped some of our most vulnerable households stay housed. We plan to continue to advocate and increase grant funding for these successful homeless prevention programs in order to continue to serve those facing housing instability. For once housing is lost, it's a financial impact that is incredibly hard to crawl up back from. We must commit to preserving housing whenever possible. So thank you again for the opportunity to provide an update on Homes for All today, and happy to, you can visit yourwayhome.org to see the report now, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Ms. Silver, thank you so much for this update. We all know how absolutely critical this work is, particularly as we struggle to help folks whose homes were destroyed by Hurricane Ida find a new place to live here in Montgomery County. So thank you for this work, and we just need to get it done as quickly as possible. So thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Silver.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Kayleigh. Next, April is also Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we have Mr. Bill Carroll from our Office of Children and Youth, I believe, online to join us.
Good morning, Commissioners.
My name is Bill Carroll, and I'm the Community Engagement Manager at the Montgomery County Office of Children and Youth. As the Commissioner had mentioned, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And our mission in announcing that is that we want to prevent abuse and neglect of children before it actually happens. And we really are looking for the community to partner with the Office of Children and Youth to help us in our mission. One thing that we share is that when folks are in doubt about abuse and neglect, to please do something and say something. That we would prefer for something not to have occurred in the first place, but if you have a sense that something is going on and you have that innate sense that something doesn't feel right, do something and say something. In order to make a report of a child abuse in Pennsylvania, please call Childline, which is the information line at 800-932-0313, or you can call the Office of Children and Youth at 610-278-5800. And if someone believes the child is at immediate risk for something, to please call the police and dial 911. Our agency would like to thank the commissioners for your ongoing support of our agency and the work that we do. And I also just wanted to take a brief moment to recognize my fellow Office of Children and Youth workers. Through the pandemic, it's been some crazy times going on, as I'm sure you're all aware, and all county employees are experiencing. But I just have to say that the commitment that all of our staff have shown has been truly amazing. And, you know, we all are committed to Montgomery County's children and families. So thank you.
Well, Mr. Carroll, thank you so much, and thank you to all of your colleagues. The work that you do 12 months a year deserves to be recognized every single day. And unlike many individuals across our communities who were able to work from home, your staff continue to go visit families in their homes and assure that children were being safely cared for, as well as check into reports of potential abuse. So you all have done a fantastic job through a very difficult couple of years, and we really appreciate the work that you do every single day. So thank you for that. And again, just want to reiterate the importance of if folks are suspicious that something might be going on that's harming a child, to please say something. It's always better to say something before any kind of tragedy occurs, and we are grateful for that help in our community.
Mr. Carroll, I echo everything that my colleague said, particularly the fact that during the last 2 years it's been very tough on your office. You were not able to stay home and continue to go out. So please express our thanks to all of your colleagues as well for what they do, not just this month, but every month of the year.
Mr. Carroll, thank you for joining us today. This is a very important issue, and obviously I always say it's an all-hands-on-deck effort. And I'd like to thank the teachers, your youth sports coaches, police officers across the county that respond to domestic abuse cases and learn of child abuses at a home as well. And ultimately the staff at the Office of Children and Youth here in Montgomery County. I'm very proud of the work you do. It's very important work, and I'm glad that we have a month like this to encourage members of the public, if they're aware of any or suspect any type of child abuse, to please report it immediately. We have trained individuals that can handle and help our children when they're in times of need. So thank you, Bill. Mr. Carroll.
Thank you. April is also National Volunteer Appreciation Month, and there are two folks here, Megan Young and Zack from our Office of Public Health, who are going to, I hope, tell everyone about just an unbelievable group of volunteers that have worked for this county countless hours. I don't know if you have the total, but have been absolutely instrumental for our vaccine clinics and our testing clinics and so many other pieces of work over this pandemic to actually happen. So take it away.
Thanks for having us today. Yes, so obviously it is Volunteer Appreciation Month, and
We were very happy to be here. It's been a very hard 2 years, like everyone's mentioned, and the volunteers really stepped up and filled a huge thing that our community needed in this time, and it's really incredible for us to share what they did. Obviously, they're still doing work with volunteers now, downtown today as well. Just wanted to share the amount of impact they had on our response, and we could not have done without them. So, more appropriate on the month to do it. So, next slide, please. So what is the Montgomery County Medical Reserve Corps, otherwise known as MRC? So it's federally funded with a program here in Montgomery County. It's been going on for a number of years. We use them in a number of different things, and just want to talk about what they do today and what they have done in 2021 during this response. So we're very fortunate. We had a large number of volunteers sign up over the last 2 years. These volunteers come from all walks of life, personal and professionally. A very diverse group of individuals that really meet the needs of our community and how they're used in all different aspects. Thankfully, their background, their skills, and where they come from has really helped in a way that we may not have the resources to without those volunteers. So we thank for them at times where they were home, laid off, out of retirement. During very difficult times, they actually came, volunteered, and put themselves in harm's way to meet the community needs. So we say thank you for that. All right, so over the last couple of years, like I mentioned, the organization grew very rapidly. So back in December 2019, we had a total number of volunteers of 120. That's accepted volunteers. We have a process that we accept our new volunteers. They get vetted, they go through, and they can actually then be deployed and volunteer in the community. If you look at the timeline, also with events going on at that time, with outbreaks, different things, we fast forward to December 2021. Currently, we have an organization of 1,472 volunteers, very large group. And with that, even though it is called the Medical Reserve Corps, a large percent of what we have our volunteers do, if medical or non-medical, is that support role of the county. We have them all throughout the county doing not just medical roles, but also non-medical as well, and using their expertise all across. If you see that, we had 53% of our volunteer group actually is non-medical, meaning their background is non-medical, and then also 47% of them are retired, active, different ways, still have their license in that medical role as well. We were very fortunate this year. We had 413 volunteers, at least volunteer one time, and it's really incredible the impact that they had over that time throughout all different types of initiatives through the county. With that, what do MRC volunteers do? We use MRC volunteers in a number of different ways, obviously for the last 2 years, around COVID-19 response, testing, community needs, natural disasters. They were used in all different types of aspects, and we're very happy for that. In regards to on our clinics over the last 2 years, we use them on a medical sense as vaccinators. In the beginning, we actually received vaccine on Christmas Day. We were very fortunate to have a large number of medical volunteers who were able and willing to actually go out and provide that vaccine and also supply their number of years of experience. So also great volunteer as well. They help the vaccine support, medical holding pool, overseeing those individuals receiving treatment as well, and also non-medical is such an important part. That operational piece of registration, gatekeeping, holding pool at all of our different clinics and sites and initiatives throughout the county. So played a role and were selfless in no matter what, they would do whatever was being asked for the community. So what they do as well, we went to 12 county sites or clinics. We use those in different things. Also testing as well, and also community partnerships. At our county clinics, over 12 clinics, they were deployed throughout these, doing different things, traveling all across the county to meet the needs of COVID-19 vaccine, testing, immunizations, and also community events as well. We had a really great Narcan distribution event, and we had a large number of volunteers to help support that, and we also had other community events as well. So we actually broke down over those 12 sites. I'm not going to stand up here and list every single site, but we had our 4, we'd say mass vac sites, our busiest sites throughout the pandemic. And it really just wanted to highlight what those volunteers, what what they devoted and what they gave up for those times is really incredible. So our Willow Grove Clinic, which was one of our longest clinics that we had operating, did 796 volunteer shifts. They actually put in 1,172 volunteer hours, and medical volunteer hours, and then actually put in 2,221 non-medical hours, so a grand total of 3,400 hours just at one clinic. Another one as well, which is the Montgomery County Community College, put over 685 shifts, and total 2,946 hours of total volunteer hours as well, which is incredible. So we'll just fast forward to the next ones, which are 2 other clinics we have. I'm not going to read them off to you. I won't take too much of your time. We can fast forward one more. What I'm here today is just to show the impact the volunteers had. It was really incredible. Again, a group of individuals who don't want to be thanked, but we still get to thank them for their work and what they did. It really is incredible, and as we were going through it, it took us a while to realize what was actually done and what these volunteers did. We just want to say thank you, because it is incredible. Over the entire 2021, again, across all those initiatives, they put in over 11,000 volunteer hours. Again, no matter what it was they would do, just wanted to help the community and be there for the community and what the needs were. So we broke it down. They actually did 2,655 volunteer shifts. They had 4,500 medical hours. Again, that non-medical piece of that support role did 6,824 non-medical hours, which is really incredible. We're the core group. We had our medical volunteers doing vaccine in our clinics as well as vaccinators, and they put over 2,000 hours of actually vaccinating. We had individuals or volunteers who did over 150 vaccines by themselves a day during the busiest surge. Just a really and again, their total value, we break it down by federally. We actually do what their actual time is worth. Was a cost savings of $400,000, which is absolutely incredible what those volunteers put in for their value. Again, did not receive any, just came out. Some volunteer highlights. I wanted to stand here for hours and list off all the names of the volunteers for you, but I won't do that today. We had over 20 volunteers who put in over 100 hours of actually volunteer time. And that doesn't count the time they stayed extra and actually didn't tell us that they stayed extra to put in those extra times in those days that was busy. 2 volunteers we did want to highlight during a very difficult year. They were always there for us. Nancy and Jean Langerfield, been MRC volunteers for a long time now, a lot longer than I've overseen this program. I just want to highlight them individually. Nancy's a retired nurse, still active with her license, getting the vaccine during this whole time. Did 420 volunteer hours by herself. Again, majority of that vaccinating, being in all our clinics. Her husband, Gene, actually put in 619 volunteer hours by himself. He's actually volunteering today at the Norristown Clinic. Just wanted to thank them through a very difficult time. They were always there and incredible volunteers for us. Again, I'd love to list all the volunteers, but again, we had over 20 volunteers who did 100 more hours, which is pretty incredible. Future planning. So this is a really amazing group of volunteers that we've had through here, and we're going to continue to engage them. I'm going to ask you to actually think how would be a good way to use these volunteers going forward. They're constantly wanting to be used for the community in different aspects. So we continue to call on them and need them. They've always been a presence through here, and we continue to use them through different things. So we just list some things we'd like to see them for future planning. If anyone is interested in joining the Montgomery County Medical Reserve Corps, obviously always accepting volunteers, you can actually do a search on the county homepage for Medical Reserve Corps, and you can sign up through there in instructions as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, listen, thank you both so much. You did an incredible job of recruiting and screening and then deploying these volunteers at a time when we would never have been able to come up with enough county staff to replace them. So grateful to all their work, and I'm glad I've had a couple of opportunities to tell them that personally, but I'm really glad that we can highlight their work here today for the entire public. This community has stepped up time and time and time again throughout not just this pandemic, but Hurricane Ida, and every time we ask our community for help, people stand up. It's one of the most wonderful things about this county. So thank you for your leadership. You two worked incredibly hard, and I'm really grateful for it. So
And thank you, volunteers.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Zach, thanks for the great report. Those were pretty amazing, incredible numbers. I add my thanks to the volunteers as well. And Megan, it's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you before. I saw you every day 2 years ago. So thanks for being here, and thanks for what you both did during the pandemic.
It is nice to see you both, and it's encouraging to hear the high participation rate in the Medical Reserve Corps. And also just like to put out there that there's always a heavy need for volunteers in the local fire departments across Montgomery County. I hear that constantly. I think it's very important to encourage younger generations to take an interest in volunteerism when it comes to local fire departments and helping the community. So you're doing an outstanding job promoting that, and thank you for what you do.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we will move on to resolutions. First, Mr. France, Director of Planning, has an authorization of a short-term contract for planning assistance for the Perkiomen Valley School District.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. The first item is a contract with the Perkiomen Valley School District to do a series of walk audits to improve walkability to their schools. A few years ago, we did a walk audit to Schuylkill Elementary in conjunction with the Health Department, as we have for many districts throughout the county since the implementation of our Walk Montco campaign back in 2017. This is the first district to come back and want a full-scale product, which is unique to what we've done. So we put it into the guise of a short-term planning contract. We'll be addressing all of the schools within the district and coming up with both ideas and implementation items for them to act upon that will improve not only walkability but also bikeability to these schools and improve safety. The contract itself is subsidized to 25%, as is our policy with short-term contracts with municipalities and school districts. The length of the contract will be 1 year from April 1st, 2022 to April 1st, 2023. The total cost being $15,359, and the school district funds that will support that will be 75% or $11,519. That's that.
Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to approve the short-term contract for community planning assistance as described by Mr. France. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any more comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, next, Mr. France, an authorization to incorporate the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority with Berks and Chester County. We've certainly heard a lot about this from our community yesterday.
Yes, we did. And what you have in front of you today is a resolution to authorize that incorporation. It's a joint authority in conjunction with Berks County and Chester County and Montgomery County. This initiative was started with a committee work between the three counties back in March of 2021. And throughout the past year, that committee has been working to assess the feasibility and the realities that we now face. We recognize there are great opportunities that didn't exist in past efforts, as well as new partners that are excited to work with us on this. So now is definitely the time to pursue it, and this authority will be the next formal step to put us in position to have a stronger voice, to advocate, as well as have practical mechanisms for handling funds and working with the federal government as the infrastructure dollars from the administration come down to help support projects like this throughout the country. So all three counties are now proposing to form this joint authority. It will be called the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority, or SRPRA, and it will again facilitate more detailed activity toward the goal of restoring passenger rail between Reading and Philadelphia, with anchor stops in Pottstown and Norristown, as well as Phoenixville. Other stops could be explored along the way as well. This proposal was advertised and presented back at the March 3rd Board of Commissioners meeting. And as Commissioner Arkoosh referenced, we had a public hearing yesterday at which all three county commissioners were in attendance and presided over. Through that public hearing, as well as email comment, we have received 36 public comments, and 32 of those 36 have been in support of either the initiative or the authority itself, with 4 being opposed. In addition, we also received two letters, one from the state senators representing communities in the southeastern Pennsylvania region, the other representing, having representatives from the state representatives for the southeast PA region, 17 of those representatives in a bipartisan fashion, and 11 state senators all voiced their support through that letter of this project and creation of the authority. We will, after today's vote, Berks County will also be having a hearing and vote today. Chester County will be having their hearing on April 27th, and if all those pass, we'll proceed with incorporating the authority.
Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to join Chester County and Berks County to take any and all steps necessary to incorporate the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority, and to execute the resolution set forth in Exhibit A. Be it further resolved that the county will provide the amount of $100,000 as its equal share of the initial funding for the incorporation of the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I'd like to make a comment. I served as a representative of Montgomery County with Mr. France and Mr. Zellers, our Director of Commerce, and Rob Henry from GBF. I want to publicly acknowledge Mr. France, who was really a leader on that committee and keeping us on point, working with your counterparts in Berks and Chester County, but all of us. You deserve flowers or a drink today if this resolution passes, and I tend to vote in favor, but I want to thank you and publicly acknowledge you for all the work that you've done getting us to this point. Not that we're done yet. There's still a lot of work to do, but we wouldn't have gotten this far, Scott, without your leadership on this project.
And as always, I have support. Matt Edmond and our staff have been great support as well.
Great. Well, this is a really exciting opportunity for our region to restore the rail from Reading to Philadelphia, and it's wonderful to see the bipartisan support from our state representatives and state senators. And the thing that makes this a real possibility now is the federal bipartisan infrastructure bill passed under President Biden. And so it's really exciting to see this all come together, and very hopeful for the future. I know our constituents, we heard loudly and clearly yesterday, really want to see this get built. So I hope, as Commissioner Lawrence noted, there's still many steps to go, but hopefully we will be able to get this done. So thank you for all the hard work that you and Mr. Edmond have, and many others have put into this.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no further comments, we move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Hartman, authorization of a reimbursement agreement with Norfolk Southern Railway Company for the Chester Valley Trail.
Good morning.
Okay.
So as you know, Montgomery County is currently constructing a 3.9-mile extension of the Chester Valley Trail between its existing terminus near South Gulf Road in Upper Merion and the Schuylkill River Trail right here in Norristown. Near the western end of the project limits, a trail bridge will be constructed over South Gulf Road to accommodate the extension of the trail. This specific section of the trail will run adjacent to active Norfolk Southern Railroad tracks, with the Norfolk Southern tracks and right-of-way parallel to but outside of the Chester Valley Trail project limits. And so I would direct your attention to the slide on the screen. The line in red is the entirety of the 3.9-mile Chester Valley Trail extension project, the top being where it connects in Norristown to the Schuylkill River Trail, and the bottom portion in the red circle where it connects into the existing end of the trail in Upper Merion. The circle is where this bridge will be located over South Gulf Road. Next slide, please. Okay, zooming into an aerial on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the existing Chester Valley Trail in orange. Its terminus is where the red star is. The continuation in blue to the right-hand side of the screen is the portion that will be in construction in the coming months. The Norfolk Southern Railroad tracks are the yellow dashed line that run parallel to the Chester Valley Trail. South Gulf Road runs through the top portion of the slide, and the Norfolk Southern existing bridge over to South Gulf Road is in the red circle, and you can see that the trail will run parallel to it on its own bridge structure. Next slide, please. Zooming in a little bit, this is just looking at what I was just describing, the Norfolk Southern tracks on the bottom in the red circle, and the future alignment of the trail right next to and parallel to it. And then next slide, please. This is a ground shot looking east on South Gulf Road. You can see the Norfolk Southern tracks going over South Gulf Road, and the yellow lines that I drew in there represent where the trail bridge will go, and again, running parallel to the existing Norfolk Southern rail tracks. Due to the proximity of the Norfolk Southern facilities to the Chester Valley Trail project area, coordination with Norfolk Southern has been and will continue to be required, especially during construction of the bridge, which will happen this summer. Norfolk Southern's responsibilities and services will include preliminary engineering, construction engineering, administration, and protective services. As part of the construction work, Norfolk Southern will furnish and maintain flagmen, construction inspectors, and engineering services that may be needed to protect and safeguard its facilities and operations during the time that the county's contractor is actively working adjacent to the Norfolk Southern property. So to fully document and detail the work, material, labor, and estimated cost regarding the services to be performed by Norfolk Southern, a railroad construction phase reimbursement agreement has been prepared. The terms of the reimbursement agreement require that the county reimburse Norfolk Southern for its actual costs of services directly related to this component of the trail project, which Norfolk Southern estimates to be approximately $56,948. Today, therefore, we're requesting your authorization to enter into the railroad construction phase reimbursement agreement with Norfolk Southern to cover their services and associated costs. Funds to cover the county's reimbursement expense will be drawn against the Chester Valley Trail line in the county's capital budget, and we will be seeking federal reimbursement for the actual cost incurred for their services. And just a related note and reminder that the entire Chester Valley Trail project is federally funded.
Great, thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to execute the necessary documents to reimburse Norfolk Southern Railway Company for its services related to the county's construction of a trail bridge as part of the Chester Valley Trail Extension Project, with associated estimated costs of $56,948. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Lawrence. Mr. Hartman, it looks like, and I think you mentioned this in a prior presentation, the bridge is constructed to accommodate the trail already. Is that correct? The bypass there, where the tracks are, there's space for the trail.
Yes,
Is that correct?
if you look at the photo, you can see in the abutment walls how it's notched out.
That's the word I needed.
Yeah,
The abutment.
that's fine. You can see the notches that were previously put in that wall to accommodate the future trail bridge. So the trail bridge is being fabricated right now, and it will be dropped into those notches.
Got it. Okay, great. And I just focused on something that you said about the Norfolk Southern people providing flaggers and things to protect the Norfolk Southern assets, but
Yes.
I hope that they are out there to protect the workers that are actually doing this work. Is that correct, or is that a separate group of people?
So those workers will be associated with the contractor, Allen Myers, who is the firm building the trail, and they'll have their own traffic maintenance and protection services and flagmen to protect their workers.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, hearing none, we will move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. All right, Mr. Stein, a TEFRA for Gwynedd Mercy University.
Yes, thank you. This is a request under the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act of 1982 for Gwynedd Mercy University in Lower Gwynedd Township, brought by the Montgomery County Higher Education and Health Authority, which is seeking to issue $17 million in bonds to refinance bonds previously issued for the university, including some bonds issued by the Higher Education and Health Authority. This is strictly a refinance. There is no new money associated with this project, and as always, there is no obligation on the county for its approval.
Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, hereby approve the project for Gwynedd Mercy University and the issuance of the bonds by the Montgomery County Higher Education and Health Authority for the financing of the project. Be it further resolved that the approvals and declarations in this resolution shall in no way pledge or otherwise obligate the credit or taxing power of the county, nor shall the county be liable for the payment of, principal of, or interest or premium, if any, on any obligations issued to finance the project, nor shall the county have any obligation or liability whatsoever with respect to the project. This resolution shall take effect on the date of adoption hereof. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Ms. Pardieu, personnel. Good morning.
Good morning.
You should have in front of you the final copy of the Commissioners Department's personnel list. It is a 3-page document dated Wednesday, April 20th, 2022, with a timestamp of 3:47 p.m. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for consideration.
Thank you. I will move to approve the April 21st, 2022 personnel presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Pardieu, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any public comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. Ms. O'Malley, advertisements of RFPs.
Yes, we have an RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for an educational outreach program. The successful responder will provide comprehensive services to launch an advocacy and public education campaign for the Homes for All program. Contract be awarded to the highest rated responder. 2, an RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for a Recovery Support Center. The successful responder will provide expanded drug and alcohol recovery support services within Montgomery County, including training and education, family support, and recovery center support. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 3, an RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for a consultant. The successful responder will conduct a racial equity readiness assessment and a readiness activity support plan for all Health and Human Services offices. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. All RFPs and bids are available on the county's purchasing website at www.montcopa.org/purchasing.
I will move to approve the preceding requests for the advertisements of RFPs as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, we have awards of contract for the county.
Yes. 1, contract award, assets and infrastructure, vehicles, Whitmore Ford of Mount Joy, PA, $179,574. Contract provides 6 2022 Ford Maverick trucks for parks, trails, and historic sites. Vehicles are available through a PA CoStarz contract. 2, contract award, assets and infrastructure, road program, Allen Myers LP of Worcester, PA, $3,158,126.75. Contract provides the scheduled removal and replacement of Montgomery County-owned roadway pavements for the 2022-2023 term. Specification 6473 was viewed by 19 providers with 2 responses received. Contract is awarded to the lowest responsible bidder. 3, contract award, District Attorney Software, Gray Shift LLC of Atlanta, Georgia, $43,027.93. Contract provides mobile data extraction software for use by the county detectives. Software is proprietary. 4, contract award, District Attorney Software, Celebrate Incorporated of Parsippany, New Jersey, $40,000. Contract provides digital intelligence software for use by the county detectives. Software provides tools to help law enforcement collect, review, analyze, and manage digital data. 5, contract award, Health and Human Services Furniture, Corbett Incorporated of Norristown, PA, $383,599.60. Contract provides furniture and installation services for second-floor offices in the Human Services Center. Furniture and installation services are available through a PA CoStarz contract. 6, contract award, Health and Human Services Carpeting, Wright Flooring Incorporated of Silverdale, PA, $85,056. Contract provides carpeting installation services for second-floor offices in the Human Services Center. Carpeting and installation services are available through a PA CoStarz contract. 7, contract award, Health and Human Services Consultants, Maternity Care Coalition of Philadelphia, PA, $39,471. Contract provides maternal health care provider capacity consultants to support the implementation of activities emerging from the perinatal periods at risk study. RFP 2224 was viewed by 9 providers with 1 response received. Contract is awarded to the only responding provider who has met all qualifications of the RFP. 8, contract award, multiple departments, title search services, multiple providers. Contract provides title search and related services for Montgomery County offices as needed. RFP 2225 was viewed by 11 providers with 4 responses received. Contracts are awarded to all responding providers who have met all qualifications of the RFP. Contracts are for a period of 1 year with 4 optional annual renewal terms. Awarded providers are Elkins Park Abstract Company of Horsham, PA, First American Abstract LLC of Fort Washington, PA, Diversified Settlement Services Incorporated of Bristol, PA, and Allrose LLC of Pittsburgh, PA. 9, contract award, Public Safety, Reporting Services, Innovative Emergency Management Incorporated of Morrisville, North Carolina, $33,334.12. Contract provides delivery of an after-action report to be utilized by the Montgomery County Department of Public Safety in relation to Hurricane Ida. RFP 2165 was viewed by 40 providers with 6 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. 10, contract award, Public Safety Software Informer Systems LLC of San Jose, California, $24,435. Contract provides for employee time management software for use by emergency communications. Software is proprietary. Contract term is for the period of May 1, 2022 to April 30, 2023. 11, contract award purchasing. Office supplies, Staples Contract and Commercial Incorporated of Framingham, Massachusetts, $145,000. Contract provides a limited list of office supplies available through an online ordering system for use by all county offices. Contract is available through a Sourcewell cooperative contract. Contract is valid for a 1-year period. 12, contract amendment, assets and infrastructure, HVAC services, CM3 Building Solutions of Fort Washington, PA, $80,777. Original contract estimate provided the emergency replacement of the HVAC system at the Juvenile Probation Building. Amendment provides for supplying and installing all equipment required to replace the variable refrigerant flow system and controls for baseboard radiation. 13, contract amendment, assets and infrastructure, engineering. Traffic Planning and Design Incorporated of Pottstown, PA, $164,380.43. Original contract provided engineering design services for County Bridge number 190, also known as Kine Street Bridge in Pottstown Borough. Amendment provides additional work tasks that will be required for final design and final plans above and beyond the approved scope of work. Additional work necessary due to changes or delays in project include waterway permitting, utility clearances, safety audit, and structure plans. County portion of amended cost is 3% or $4,921. Construction estimated to begin mid-2023. Amendment also provides for a time extension of this contract through August 25th, 2023. 14, contract amendment, public safety, rescue training props, Nice Construction Services Incorporated of Sellersville, PA, $50,249.81. Original contract provided on-site construction for vehicle and trench rescue training props at the public safety training campus. Amendment provides the removal of the existing concrete encased electrical conduit, which blocks installation of a new drainage pipe and water line determined to be required at the site. 15, there are 2 contracts, 6 contract renewals, and 10 amendments for Health and Human Services. Those providers and services are listed at the end of the agenda and in the back of the room.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, we have awards of contract for assets and infrastructure on construction projects.
1, contract award, Archives Building, Furniture, Kirshner Office Furniture of King of Prussia, PA, $66,195.85. Contract provides furniture and installation services at the new Archives Building on the Emergency Operating Center campus. Furniture and installation services are available through a PA state contract. 2, contract amendment, Justice Center, General Contracting, P.J. Dick Incorporated of Pittsburgh, PA, $256,000. Original contract provided general construction services for the demolition of existing structures and preparation of the site for future construction for the Montgomery County Justice Center Phase 1. Amendment provides additional excavation work required due to changes in support of excavation work and additional excavation to verify extent of existing courthouse underpinning.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes?
I'm a negative vote.
Motion carries 2-1. Next, awards of contract for emergency procurement for Hurricane Ida.
1, Response Services Amendment, Public Safety, Debris Services, DRC Emergency Services, LLC of Galveston, Texas, $2,315,410.88. Original contract provided for disaster debris clearance and removal services for Montgomery County in the event of an emergency. Amendment provides for continued response services necessary for debris cleanup due to Hurricane Ida. 2, Contract Amendment, Assets and Infrastructure, Bridge Repairs, H&K Group of Skippack, PA, $45,965.45. Original contract provided for storm-related repairs to county bridges. Contract amendment provides additional repair services required for County Bridge number 224, Rittenhouse Road over Talamenton Creek in Talamenton Township.
Thank you. Now we'll move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. And last, we have awards of contract for the Southeastern Pennsylvania Regional Task Force.
One contract amendment, vehicle LDV Incorporated of Burlington, Wisconsin, $6,176. Original contract provided a customized vehicle which will serve as an equipment and personnel carrier for Montgomery County SWAT West team. Amendment provides revisions to the design, electrical, and communication systems to the Special Weapons and Tactics vehicle.
I will move to approve the preceding award of contract on behalf of the Southeast Pennsylvania Regional Task Force as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, any closing commissioner comments? No. Then I will announce that our next meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners will be on May 5th, 2022, and that we have an election board meeting immediately following the salary board meeting. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn the April 21st, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Lawrence. I will second. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Meeting is adjourned. And I welcome the controller to the dais. Good morning. Ms. Harris, is there any public comment on salary board? No public comment? Okay. Then Ms. Pardieu.
Good morning, members of Salary Board. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Salary Board list. It is a 3-page document dated Wednesday, April 20th, 2022, with a timestamp of 3:47 p.m. Of note, we have one retiree, Catherine Deitel from District Courts, after 15 years. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for Salary Board consideration.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the April 21st, 2022 Salary Board presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Perdieu, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same? Moved by Controller Sanchez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn the April 21st, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Salary Board?
So moved.
Moved by Controller Sanchez.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Meeting is adjourned, and we will move into election board.
Judge Wall.
Oh, yeah, we need Judge Wall. That's right. Where is Judge Wall? Okay. Okay. It's a good day.
The same rules apply.
We can run it.
We could, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was going to be calling him.
Oh, okay.
Judge Wall?
Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I can. I'm sorry. I'm out of town and there's really bad internet connection here, so I'm happy you can hear me now on the phone. So
Okay,
I'm here.
we can hear you. And I am going to call to order the April 21st Election Board meeting and note the presence of all three members. Do we have any Election Board comments? Okay, hearing none, we'll come on to public comments on agenda items, which is limited to 2 minutes, and the same rules apply as for the Commissioners' meeting. So do we have any comments online?
We were taking the room first.
Okay.
And then.
All right, if you just want to call out.
Ken Souter.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ken Souter, I'm from North Wales. With only 2 minutes to a meeting, it will take me about 120 meetings to say what I really want to say. This is meeting number 3, so a lot more to go. And I'm retired, so I have the time. Hate crimes were committed under your watch here in Montgomery County during the 2020 election. Hatred for Donald Trump and his followers led to election crimes the likes of which this country has never seen. And shockingly, the umpires looked the other way and called the game for Biden. A foul ball was ruled a home run, and that is a shame. Now we are in an exceedingly difficult position. We have an illegitimate president who is running the country into the ground. This election should have never been certified. Kudos to Mr. Gale for at least not certifying the election, and God bless him for that. William Penn said this. He said, he was also a committed Christian and founder of Pennsylvania. He said, men who aren't governed by God will be governed by tyrants. That couldn't have been said any better. A tyrant is an absolute ruler, unrestrained by law or constitution. A substantial percentage of the electorate knows the election was stolen. The evidence is coming out. Look at the documentary 2,000 Mules, the movie recently released, Rigged. Look at Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium, and look at True the Vote. You'll find many videos there showing ballot stuffing and harvesting, all illegal. A substantial percentage of the electorate knows this. When are you going to do the right thing? Decertify this fraudulent election and punish the crimes that you now see were committed before you, and there's no more country to save. We each love our country. We don't like paying higher gas prices and food prices because of an illegitimate president. With each passing day, our nation is going deeper and deeper into hell. Time is of the essence. May God help you to be governed by God so that we will not be governed by tyrants. Thank you.
Next, we have Pauline Braccio.
Hi, Pauline Braccio from Townsend Township. I do believe that Ken Lawrence should be removed from the Board of Elections because he is in favor of having a fraudulent election. He hasn't handled the elections very well at all since he's become the chair. Several ballots have gone out. Some people received 7 different mail-in ballots who never even requested one. The machines were brought in, and there have been problems with those. And also, Ken Lawrence is a felon, so I don't see how he can even be on the Board of Commissioners. He committed a federal felony and several years ago, and he is a felon. So I don't understand how he could even be here at all. And the one thing that you missed for the month of April is the sexual assault survivor awareness. And I think that all the names of the people who committed those kinds of felonies should be, and he's an election board person. And that their names should be up on billboards everywhere. And Ken's would be on there too. So he should resign from both the election board and the Board of Commissioners because he is a felon. Thank you.
Ms. Harris?
Barb Furman, New Hanover Township. As a judge of elections, I feel obligated to my voters in my precinct. And so I look at things like mail-in ballots being dropped in en masse in drop boxes, mail-in ballots being processed for days, increasing numbers to count in the days and weeks after the election. There are 426 precincts being disenfranchised from the counting of many of the ballots from their precinct. And I just feel that it should not be tolerated. The county must set written protocol and process for opening ballots and saving those envelopes for public FOIA. The people have the right to access those envelopes. That does not compromise the secret ballot. What is the chain of custody from Dropbox, USPS, to storage in Norristown? The clarification and transparency of which voters applied for mail-ins and those voters that have sent them back, how they're processed, whether it was allowed to be cured, who decided that it should be cured, what is the rejection rate, and what is the process and protocol. So we the people have the right to get answers to all of our questions. Are the voter rolls clean? These are all questions I know in my own precinct. I have seen for years and years, people are still on the voter rolls and they are not, they don't live there. So, thank you.
Time is up.
Okay, moving on to approval of the minutes. I will make a motion to approve the April 7th, 2022 minutes of the Montgomery County Election Board. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Is there any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to the vote. Are there any negative votes? Minutes are approved. Next, authorization of changes to Pottstown Satellite Office and Secure Ballot Drop Box. Ms. Sawyer.
Good morning, Election Board. In the past 2 election cycles, we have operated satellite offices and drop boxes throughout the county to ease the travel burden on residents who wish to register to vote in person, apply for a mail-in or absentee ballot, and receive it in person, or return their mail-in or absentee ballot to the county directly. We have encountered a need to move one of our established locations, as noted on the document titled April 21st Election Location Changes that is attached to your agenda. The Pottstown office previously operated out of the west campus of Montgomery County Community College, but that is now unavailable due to construction. I'm requesting the approval of the Election Board to move the satellite office and drop box to the Montgomery County Office of Public Health, located at 364 King Street in Pottstown. All other office locations and drop box locations will remain the same.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the relocation of the Pottstown Satellite Office and Secure Ballot Drop Box as outlined on the attached document titled April 21st, 2022 Election Location Changes, beginning with the May 17th, 2022 primary election and continuing for all elections going forward. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Are any board comments or questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Motion passes. Comment on the election board agenda? Or? Yeah. Okay, we'll get them at the end then. Next, authorization of satellite office and secure ballot drop box schedule. Ms. Sawyer.
We would also like to receive the board's approval to operate our satellite offices and secure ballot drop boxes on the following schedule. The Lansdale office and Pottstown office would be open on Saturday, April 30th and Sunday, May 8th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Lower Marion, Willow Grove, and our office here at 1 Montgomery Plaza would be open Sunday, May 1st and Saturday, May 7th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Just to note, the office here at 1 Montgomery Plaza is also open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., but we would like permission to be a satellite on weekends as well. secure drop boxes currently located in Cheltenham, Lansdale, Lower Merion, Norristown, Pottstown, Royersford, Skippack, Upper Dublin, Upper Frederick, Upper Merion, and Upper Moreland we would like them to be ready to accept voted ballots 24 hours a day, beginning on April 30th.
Thank you. I will make a motion to approve the schedule listed as outlined on the attached document titled Satellite Office and Secure Ballot Dropbox Schedule for the 2022 primary election. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Is there any board comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Motion passes. And finally, authorization of changes to polling locations.
I am here to request the authorization for the relocation of 4 polling locations for the 2022 primary election to take place on May 17th, 2022. The Board of Elections is given the authority by the Election Code to relocate polling places as they see fit, and today I'm seeking approval of the board to relocate 4 polling places. These locations are attached to the agenda on a sheet titled April 21st, Election Location Changes, and the relocations are as followed. Lower Gwynedd 1-3, currently voting at Gwynedd Mercy University in the East Campus, would be moved to the Gwynedd Mercy University Julia Ball Auditorium, which is located at 1325 Sumneytown Pike in Gwynedd Valley. The East Campus is no longer affiliated with Gwynedd Mercy University, so we would be returning the precinct to its pre-pandemic location. Lower Merion 11-1, currently voting at the Lower Merion Baptist Church, would move to the Beaumont Retirement Community at Bryn Mawr, located at 601 North Ithan Avenue in Bryn Mawr. Beaumont was a polling location prior to the pandemic, and they actually contacted us requesting to become a polling location again. And it does seem like most of their residents would be very happy with that move. Norristown 4-1, currently voting at the Holy Savior Club, would be moved to the American Legion Post, located at 500 East Marshall Street in Norristown, Pennsylvania. The current polling place has asked that we relocate. Holy Savior no longer wishes to be a polling location. Springfield 1-2, currently voting at the PNC Bank Building, would move to the Flowertown Country Club, located at 150 McCloskey Road in Flowertown. The PNC Bank Building has asked that we relocate and not use them as a polling location. Notice has been posted at all of these locations that the polls are being moved as required by law, and the locations have all been notified of the move. We have notified and worked with representatives from both the Montgomery County Republican Committee and the Montgomery County Democratic Committee regarding these moves. In addition to notice being posted, if these moves are approved, every voter in these precincts will be mailed a new voter ID card indicating the location change and identifying their new polling location. These would be able to go out into the mail tomorrow, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
First, I will make a motion to approve the relocation of the 4 polling places named on the attached document titled April 21st, 2022 Election Location Changes, beginning with the May 17th, 2022 primary election and continuing for all elections going forward. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Board comment. Is there going to be more than one polling location at the Flowertown Country Club now?
I would have to double check.
Actually, I had the same question, because I think there's already 3 or 4 there. So just want to make sure there's appropriate
signage so that people are being directed to the correct line.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And both parties
have been made aware, yes.
Are there any other comments, questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Okay, any closing board comments? Okay, we'll take the final public comment, which will be 2 minutes, and all the rules apply. So if you want to.
We have Kim Henderson.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah. All right, fantastic. Hi, Kim Henderson, East Norton Township. We the people demand a written protocol for secure drop boxes, including how to verify the actual voters are the ones dropping the ballots in the boxes 24 hours a day. A process of daily review of videos if not having staff at each box to make sure the ballot stuffing is not happening. At the end of each day, review the video footage, and if the box was stuffed, disqualify the whole box. The protocol should also include a way to prove a chain of custody. Judge Wall, in case you haven't seen the footage, I don't believe that you were on the board at the time. As a new member of the Board of Elections, you may not be aware that MCRC FOIA'd video footage, and it showed over 100 people putting more than one ballot, in fact, handfuls of ballots in boxes. To my knowledge, the Board of Elections and Voter Services have not admitted to reviewing the videos of 2020 and 2021. At least one video was released to the press, and to this day, there has been no recourse. We, the people, demand that if there is no written protocol for secure drop boxes, that it would be terminated. I know Senator Mastriano created a new House bill or Senate bill in the last couple of weeks to terminate the use of drop boxes. And because there's no state mandate regarding protocol, we ask that they're terminated. It is imperative that every measure is exhausted to assure the voters that there is clear, reviewable, secured plan of action in place with remedy for chain of custody and what happens when it is broken. We demand transparency in our elections. Our eyes are open and we want recourse. Thank you very much.
I will announce that the next meeting of the Board of Elections will be Wednesday, April 27th, 2022 at 11:30 a.m. And I will make a motion to adjourn the April 21st, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Elections. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Arkoosh. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to a vote. Are there any negative votes? All right, meeting adjourned.